Hey, I'm Jen Wood and I'm a Psychi athlete, and we're here at Rockover Climbing in Manchester to try some competition style boulders. So we're going to pick a variety of competition style boulders, and I'll try and explain my approach to these, so how I route read them, what I do to prepare the boulder, like brushing it, and what tweaks I might make between attempts. So if you've watched any competitions, you'll probably notice that the boulders can be quite a different style to your normal ones. They're definitely getting quite gymnastic, especially with the Olympics approaching. So hopefully this will give you an insight into how you might approach some of these unusual moves. So competition style boulders can be quite different to what you might see in your regular wall. They're often not as hard as you think, they're just really droppable. The route setters will try and spit you off the boulder, maybe with like slots or just quite hard coordination moves that are really hard to do on that first attempt. So the attempts really matter. Like, the faster you can do the boulders, the better chance you've got of progressing to the next round. So it's really important to like commit on that first go, especially if it's like a jumpy move where it's not super hard but hard to get it that first try. So in a competition you have 5 minutes to complete a boulder, which you won't have seen before, so it can be quite high pressure, especially like route reading, and committing to a sequence is pretty hard to get used to. And then you have to learn in between goes as well. Like, if you haven't managed to do it the first attempt, you might want to change something, or maybe you just try a bit harder, but it can be quite intimidating, I think. So hopefully this will give you an insight into how I approach these boulders and the process I have on the mats. Okay, so I'm going to set my timer. I've got 5 minutes on the clock, and I'm going to try and climb this white boulder on the slab. So the first thing I'd probably do is like brush the holds, look for any clues like chalk or rubber on the holds as well. Like, you can see loads of people have stood on here. There's a bunch of rubber on it. Clean that off. So yeah, I can spend up to like 30 seconds cleaning the holds, and that's just because that first attempt is so important. You don't want to ruin it because there's just too much chalk on them. And then I try and stand back and like take the whole boulder in to route read it. So, I mean, this is on the slab. It looks pretty classic, like wobbly, balancy. Potentially a jump to these two holds, so I think my plan A will be to try and just like balance across, no hands. Plan B will be just jump. And then they've been really mean with the last hold as well, so I know I'm going to have to get into a really balanced position to match that one, because there's not a lot on it there. So yeah, I'll have a go. Oh, God. Okay, that was harder than I thought. I think I'm going to have to be a bit more dynamic to get my foot up. Not as flexible as I want to be yet. Or potentially use the foothold right on that. I'm going to do that. Disgusting. So now I've got about 2 minutes left on the clock. At this point I'm sort of trying not to panic, thinking of a way that maybe I've not tried, or just fully committing to the original way. Yeah, I think this can often be like a turning point in your 5 minutes. Like, you either start frantically having goes, or you just make the last 2 goes count. I think that's just something that comes with practice, like being able to calm yourself down with a crowd behind you. Right, one last go. Just give it beans that way, I think. I'm out. My legs are ruined. So that one was really hard, a bit harder than I expected. I tried a few different ways of doing it and then kind of committed to the stand-up way, but couldn't do it. So now I've just got to forget about that boulder and move on to the next. So in a comp, it can be really hard if you don't get on well with the first boulder or don't do it, especially if you can see that other athletes are coming back quickly from that boulder. So like what I try and do is just go back behind the wall and my 5 minutes off and just completely forget about it, like think about the next one, and then when you go out, just focus on that boulder, the one that's right in front of you. You just can't let it dwell on you because comps can be like won by the last boulder. Right, so the next boulder is going to be this purple one. So my timer's on, I'm going to give the holds a good brush. They look pretty chalky. So this boulder looks a little bit more basic. Like, I think it'll just be committing moves between these kind of slopey pinches. That's my kind of thing, so I'm like a bit more confident on this one, so I might take a little bit longer just to make sure I've nailed the beater from the ground, brush the holds well, and then like really try and flash it. And it'll just be a try hard boulder. I think there might be a few options for like heel hooks, so I'll have that in the back of my head in case the holes are a bit worse than I think. But yeah, I think it will just be a like try hard, don't fall off kind of thing. Yeah, that move at the beginning was a bit harder than I thought. I think because I'd prepared from the ground to like give it everything. Yeah, I had a little bit left. So give it a good brush again. So I think again I've got like a basic idea of a sequence, like definitely the hand moves. I'm normally like a little bit more unsure with my feet, but I'll have maybe 2 to 3 options and then decide when I'm on the wall like which one feels the best. Like if the holes are a little bit worse than you think, then you know higher feet often works a bit better. And then I think the hard move looks like going from this quite bad triangular sloper out to this hold. So I know that I'm gonna have to like give it beans on that move. But then it does look like you can get a little breather again on this just before doing the last couple of moves. So I'll try and remember to take a breath and not mess up the top. Oh no. On a boulder like this as well, where I'm fairly confident on the sequence, like I'll probably limit my attempts. Like it's a steep boulder with a hard move in it. I think I'd only have 3 attempts in 5 minutes and just make them count. It's not felt a bit closer. Like I did find a little ridge on this, but it feels like I need my hand to be, well, have more opposition to this hold. So I'm gonna try being maybe a bit higher, just so I can squeeze the two holds together. I did that heel low down as well. That was just to save a bit of energy, and so I'd have a little bit more time to play with that hold and find a good bit. Oh no! Probably out of time. Oh. Right, next one up is gonna be this red one here. Looks quite a long one, and it's not too chalky up top, which makes me think it's pretty hard at the bottom. Okay. Right, so I think I've got some sort of sequence. Gonna like match shoulder in. Then this move to the pocket looks pretty hard, so I'll maybe try and get a little breather on these two better holds before like really giving it some for that move. Bump in. And then the finish doesn't look too bad, like the holds are quite positive, but I think I'll probably be quite tired by then, so it'll just be about like being decisive and trying really hard through to the end. All right. And this is a good clue here, like there's two holdable bits, but one of them's covered in chalk, so I'll probably copy that. Yeah, that was hard. Cool, well my plan worked for that one. Just try really hard. So that was a fun little practice comp round with 4 boulders. So 2 went pretty well, the other 2 not as well, but I think, yeah, I guess my top tips for comp climbing are just, you know, pick a method, give it everything on that first go, and then if that doesn't work, like don't panic, just think about another method, maybe like watch a few people do some stuff, and then like take your rest seriously as well. Like in 5 minutes in a comp, I'd maybe only have 3 to 4 attempts on a boulder, which means like in between I'm resting, cleaning the holds, cleaning my shoes as well, like if they get covered in chalk. Don't forget to clean the footholds as well, and then try really hard. Comp boulders can be pretty aggressive on the skin as well, so it's another good reason for keeping your attempts low but really productive. You know, give it beans. If you hold on, you'll lose less skin. So I hope you enjoyed that video and found it useful. Yeah, don't be afraid of getting on the comp wall at your local wall. They're normally easier than you think. Cool, so thanks for watching. If you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe. Probably somewhere down there.